Yes. Can we please welcome to the stage Della Reynolds? And
hello, yes, so that's me, Della Reynolds, and I'm going to tell you about how I became the poet in pyjamas. New pyjamas. Right, so come with me. It's Valentine's Day, and my husband and I are tucked into a corner table at Café Rouge, waiting for the French onion soup. And he's been acting a little bit strangely lately, so I lean across the table and I say, come on, what is it? There's something wrong with you. Come on, tell me what it is. And this is what he says. Some of you have been there. So, of course, I said the only thing you can to that. To which he said, no, the hands went up. And then the French onion soup arrived, and that was pretty much the end of the conversation. So I had quite a lot of questions, like who, where, and why. And the thing was that, I mean, he was living in my house. We'd been together about 10 years. He was living in my house. And about a week later, he'd gone. Right? He packed all his stuff up and gone. So there was no way to answer these questions. So I did what anyone in my situation would do. I knew it was all on his phone. If only I'd picked it up before he'd left. Yeah, all the text messages and all the promises, you know. But just to reassure you all, Google will not tell you how to hack a phone. So I never did find out. But, you know, it was killing me, these questions. But as it turned out, I didn't need to worry, because it was only a short while later when this happened. Dropbox. So, when my husband moved into my house with me, he didn't have a computer. So we used my computer. He put his Dropbox on it, and he told my computer to remember his password. How nice was that? So when he put stuff in his Dropbox, it would come up on my computer like this, ping, ping. So, of course, I'd have a little look. Well, you would, wouldn't you? And this is what I saw. So the date there, end of March, mid-March, less than a month really after he's gone. Not that he's met anyone else, but he's now living in North London and putting in for his freedom pass. Because, I mean, I was 60 at this time and he was about 63. So now I knew where he was. And then another message. So this time, it was a picture of the two of them on holiday. How nice. So, do you want to see it? I don't really know if I should show you, but keep it to yourselves, all right? No, I'm not that mean. I wouldn't put his picture up. It was a long time ago, and I'm over it now. Yeah, so anyway, there was the two of them on holiday. So now I knew where he was, and I knew who he was with, but I still didn't know why. And the why is the killer question, isn't it? Because the why is, why wasn't I enough? That is the question, isn't it, really? Why wasn't I enough? So you're wondering where, well, this is where the poetry comes in. The pyjamas comes in a little bit later. So I had to try and answer these questions because he'd gone and I had no way of finding out. And one of the reasons that I didn't really know was because we hadn't discussed it before he left. And so this was one of the first poems I wrote, and it was called Nothing But the Truth. So hang on, I can't do this. Right. The truth was sadly absent when you said your last goodbyes. It hadn't been invited, so in its place came lies. You sprung it on me quickly. There was just so much to say, like, why were you unhappy? Lies got in the way. You said, and I'm not joking, that you needed to find space, that no one else was waiting, but the signs were on your face. You raised your palms outstretched, as if about to pray, to show that you were genuine, but the lies got in the way. I thought we were contented that we could muddle through and be there for each other as we had vowed to do. But all of that was changing. The light had gone to grey. I tried to understand it, but the lies got in the way. We should have talked it over while we shared a good strong brew, decided as a couple what was best for me and you. But it was either lies or silence as we wasted that last day. We should have shared our feelings, but the lies got in the way. The most important question which I carried in my heart was, did you ever love me? Not now, but at the start. Was our marriage built on true love, or was it built on clay? Was it just a drama masterclass? But the lies got in the way. Then finally I asked you the last time that we met. You signed the divorce papers, but it wasn't over yet. I asked the burning question, the one I had to say. Why did we get married? Would the lies get in the way? Without a thought, you answered. You must have been off guard, for the truth sprung out into the room and hit me really hard. You said your boss, a Christian, pushed you to your wedding day, that we married just to please him. Now the lies were stripped away. And just for once I wished that you had the wit to know the time to tell the truth and the time to let it go. Yeah, so that's true. That's what he said, because, oh, thank you. Because he worked as a manager in a coffee shop, which was an outreach for a Christian church organisation. And when they found out that he was basically committing adultery and lying about it, he lost his job. And of course that went ping ping in my inbox. Oh, look what's happened. So no, I shouldn't be pleased. It's not good, is it? Not good to harbour grudges. So right. Where were we? So now, the bed. So if you can't have relationship poems without having a bed in it, can you? And it did occur to me whether relationships just have a natural ebb and flow, really. We'd been together, 9, nearly 10 years, and perhaps it was just the time. So here's my whole relationship in a single poem. The bed was ours, half yours, half mine. You had the lamp, but that was fine. On winter nights, you kept me warm, snuggled up against the storm. You'd reach your hand out in the night, just to check I was all right. And when the morning broke the spell, I'd breathe you in, absorb your smell. Oh, isn't it lovely at the beginning? On clumsy nights when you got in, you scratch a toenail down my shin. Then intrude into my space with rhythmic snoring in my face. You sprawled across me, legs apart, you scratch your arse, let out a fart. Before we knew it, each night we found the bed became a battleground. And now you've gone. The bed is mine. I have the lamp and that is fine. It took me months before I tried to roll across onto your side, then many more till I was able to put my drink on your side table, or save the walk around the bed, get in and out your side instead. I needed time to readjust to being me, no longer us. Thank you. So, you're beginning to wonder about the pyjamas, aren't you? What's all this about pyjamas? There I am wearing my pyjamas, performing poetry. So when I was married, my husband wouldn't let me wear pyjamas. He used to say, no, Della, you'll be letting yourself go to wear pyjamas. letting yourself go. So, because he had this kind of Peter Pan idea that he was going to be young forever, and I needed to be young forever as well. So, but of course, as soon as he was gone, I just got loads of pyjamas, slobbed around writing nasty poems about him. So, it was wonderful. I really let myself go, enjoyed it. So then what happened was I started to perform across the road at an open mic venue. So I just kept having to write more and more poems because I had to keep writing something new every week. But also, you've got to bear in mind that I was just 50, I was about 51 when we met, and I was 60 when he left. And a lot happens to a woman in that particular decade. And so this poem explores some of that. It's called Neverland. Let's move on. There we go, Neverland. I need 3 hands. Right, here we go. You were Peter Pan, and I was your Wendy, and we would fly to Neverland, forever young and trendy. You put a ring on my finger, and off we flew together to keep our promise and stay the same forever. But pretty soon the fairy dust of love was not enough. My body started changing, and you found it pretty tough. My bouts of cystitis interrupted the passion, and you were unhappy that your pleasures were on ration. And then my hot flushes made it difficult to fly. I couldn't keep up with you no matter how I tried. My elasticated trousers upset your equilibrium. You told me not to ever leave the house in them. And when I wanted PJs for comfort in the night, you put your foot down and said it wasn't right. All this comfort dressing was just me letting go. Where were my skinny jeans, you wanted to know? Invasive arthritis buggered up my knee, made me walk with stiffness like I was 93. As I coped with those hot flushes, arthritis in my bones, a fading libido, a love of staying home. You took off to the stars and left me far behind and found a brand new Wendy, the eternal youthful kind. During our time together, 10 years or more had gone. I'm sorry I got older and spoilt all the fun. Oh. Yeah, so, was it the menopause? I don't know. It was a surprise to both of us. Neither of us had any experience of it before. So, so then I thought I was being a bit mean, and I thought, we had lots of good times. Write something nice about him, because, it wasn't all bad. So I thought very hard about something nice he used to do, and I remembered that he used to, is this still working? Yeah. He used to clean my glasses, yeah? So I wrote this poem called Hindsight. You used to clean my glasses. You would roll your eyes up to the sky in mock horror, then take them from my face and rub them with your handkerchief, breathe warm air onto both lenses, polish and check by holding them up to the light before returning them with a smile. That single act convinced me that you loved me with a love that would live beyond passion. But when the passion faded, you put your handkerchief away and moved on. These days, there is no one to clean my glasses, yet I can see more clearly now. I had to get a little dig in at the end. Right, but then, so it's a happy ending, which we're nearly there. I put all these poems in this book called Marriage, Divorce and Me, and I put it out on Amazon, and he bought a copy. And he phoned me up and apologised. And so, eventually we had the conversation we should have had at the time, but didn't. So, and it's fine now. So, so then about 2 years after this had all happened, I met someone else. Hey! So that's why it's called It's Not Too Late. So I was in my 60s now. I can't remember what age I said I was at the time. But this poem's in the next book because obviously the other book had already been done. So here we go. Discarded like an old dry leaf, I lay, knowing my limitations. Time had stolen my youth, age tweaked at my bones. More desirable women had tempted away my lover. Then we met, a casual encounter. I lived in the moment, and one moment followed another. Through your eyes, I saw myself anew. Through your touch, I felt myself awaken. Your fingertips sculptured my body into desirable shapes. Curves and undulations became wildly seductive. As your appreciative hand traced long-forgotten contours, I saw the reflection of my beauty in your beholder's eye. It is not too late. Oh. And we're still together, but when we break up, I can write another book. So finally, I don't know if he ever found himself, but I found out who I am, and I am the poet in pyjamas. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's fabulous. That was, wasn't she lovely? That was let's give Della another round of applause. Thank you, Della.